I'm very interested in your view on this, especially given that part of the company's brief is around this digital transformation. So, what do you see as the role of a chief data and analytics officer as shaping go-to-market or product strategy? And I'm particularly interested, like, how do you work with commercial leaders, medical leaders, operational leaders? Are you playing, kind of a bridging role, a leadership role? Is that something that you see evolving over time, where the CDO is going to be, even more in the driver's seat, as it were, as it relates to these kind of go-to-market and commercial strategies?
I would say that whether a CDO or a CDO, depending on the variety that you're talking about, whether they are in the driver's seat, I think it really depends on the company's value proposition and how the clarity around digital analytics strategy. But what I can say for what is absolutely true is that an effective chief data analytics officer is somebody who is a true boundary spanner. You have to be when you're sitting with a business audience, whether they are in R&D, whether it is in commercial, and if you're viewed as an equal player at the table as a business strategist and be able to bring in the data and digital lens into kind of a business strategy equation, that is a win. If you're somebody who can sit down with the technology leadership and really talk in terms of what do you need to accelerate from a platform perspective, what do you need to accelerate from an automation agenda, and how do you execute against it, that is a win. If you can sit down with the compliance team and legal team to talk about how do you mitigate digital and data and cyber risks around the digital and data portfolio, that's the win. So that is it. And then last, are you an effective storyteller who can articulate a compelling vision around this and be able to connect to the various audiences within the organization and outside the organization to really push forward that strategy. So I think the most important aspect of a chief data analytics officer, can be any industry, can be in any company, I would argue, is that boundary spanning quality that we need to have. And that's something that is often overlooked. And developing that alliances within the company, developing that credibility to be a boundary spanner is a key aspect. And it is something that I'm really focused on in my early days at Zoetis, is how do I build that enduring partnerships with our R&D colleagues, commercial teams, our strategy team, our accelerated growth business team, our technology leadership team, so that we can focus on the right priorities, and they see me as somebody who is part of that decision-making fabric, whether it is a business strategy, analytics strategy, or a technology strategy, and communication and risk mitigation strategy. I think all of those elements need to be kind of centered. And I think that would be the key priority, I would say, for any chief data analytics officer. And that's an evolution of the role. Because early on, the CDOs started off in the risk quadrant. Then they moved into the technology enablement / analytic enablement. Then in some cases into kind of a P&L roles. But this kind of a role is kind of truly unique in terms of the data and digital information economy that we are in.
Yeah, I like that. And when you were talking, I almost want to package up what you're describing. It's almost like you're a data diplomat working with different factions, with different cultures that speak different languages, bringing them all to the table. And I think that the way you articulate that journey is correct too. It started off very, sort of risk management, constraint based, and now has kind of climbed the value ladder up into growth. And how do we drive the business and be creative in bringing new opportunities? Data diplomacy.